So yeah, we'll have to check out that witch's house.
Well, if it's still, in that area.
There.
I mean, there's probably homes there now.
Hey!
Hi.
What are you doing? Just having some coffee, talking about a location?
I've got one that's really good.
Oh. What's that?
I was looking at some places we might be able to go to in Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I found this one. And I think you guys are going to like it.
Okay.
Okay, it's the Hunley House. You guys maybe heard of it?
No.
Heard about that, but don't know anything.
Okay, it's in Carbondale.
Okay.
So, it's had a couple of owners since. It was originally for the mayor and his family. So, over 100 years ago. So, we're talking a length of a time. Yeah. December 12th, 1928.
Ooh, 28.
James and his wife Ella were found murdered in their home.
Whoa.
So, the way that the story goes, James was in his room sitting on the edge of his bed getting ready for sleep. And the killer was in the room behind his bed. So, like, his bed's here, he's, on this corner. The killer's, like, the other side. So he wasn't expecting anybody in there, obviously. So they shot him in the head, causing him to fall back onto the bed.
Oh.
His wife, Ella, was shot on the back staircase. You can still see the bullet hole in the wall.
Oh.
So it's still there. It was never covered up. So 2 in the head, 1 in the heart.
Oh, my.
So I'm thinking she was more personal.
Yeah, sounds like it.
They really wanted her.
Yeah.
So there was a witness, their neighbor.
Okay.
And I might screw her name up, sorry. Mrs. Etherton.
Okay.
So she heard the gunshots, and she saw the killer turn off the light in the bedroom.
Oh,
so when James was shot, they had, I'm going to shut the light off, like he went to bed.
Oh, jeez.
So again, this could be somebody that knew them.
Sounds like it.
Sounds like it.
And then, of course, she saw them leave. But she didn't know who it was because it was night.
Okay.
So, today now, it's still not solved.
Wow.
Oh, my.
Yep.
So, it was open for a little while. A new owner in the 90s bought it. He wanted to restore it and do something with it, but he ended up leaving.
Oh.
So now, when people have gone there, the porch swing will move on its own when it's dead outside. Just completely dead. It'll start swinging and then just stop. Which, if you know porch swings, they don't do that.
No.
Yeah.
Even if you get off, it's still going to swing.
Right.
So, somebody's on it, they're swinging, their feet are down, it's done. In the back staircase where Ella was killed, a lot of people will hear moaning. Like, from being, you're shot, you're going to moan, you're going to groan.
Yeah.
So they hear that very, very well. Like, they've got it on EVP, they hear it with their own ears.
Wow.
And of course, it's unexplained. You're there by yourself, nobody else is moaning and groaning.
Yeah.
The current owners now have had some poltergeist activity.
Yeah.
So, they had a TV in their living room turn on. And it was, like the DVD, you have a DVD player.
Yeah.
And you let it sit, and then you got the DVD that just like pings up and down.
Oh, yeah.
So it got stuck on that screen. And when they went to try to turn it, the DVD player wasn't even plugged in.
Oh.
And they could, you can't explain that.
That's creepy.
So,
yeah, that would be like,
yeah.
Wait a minute, back up here.
And where James was in the bedroom, that door will randomly just slam shut. So,
there's no draft?
No draft. The house, for being as old as it is, it's very well maintained.
Wow.
It's not a Victorian, it's kind of like my house. Is what it kind of looks like.
Right.
Interesting.
So, obviously, picture my house, no draft, and a door just
Haunted.
slamming. You know,
Right.
Okay.
you're gonna be like, what the hey? So now there was one cruise that did an investigation. I don't want to say who it is, just
Yeah. Okay.
but they have recordings of someone in the bedroom saying father or papa. And then they also said that they clearly heard the rack of the pistol.
Oh gosh.
Now, I know guns, but I don't know, like, those guns back then, so I don't know if you actually racked it, or we don't know what caliber gun shot them.
Yeah.
So I can't say that's true or false, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
And then they also, when in James's room, at a certain time, they hear the click of the lamp. Like it's turning off, but it's not turning on or off. They just hear it.
Okay.
So the new owners, we don't know if they're ever going to open it back up or not. But there are people that are still trying to investigate this, bring out evidence, because they want to know who did it. Because that was their mayor. So even, 100 years ago.
So they open it to private investigators.
They did once, and that was the last owner. So the new owner,
Has it done
their information's private right now, but they just currently bought the house a little while ago. So I know they're doing
So
some
it's all new
restoration
right now.
to it.
Okay.
But it is on the main street.
Oh,
So you could go by it at any time and, see
Yeah.
it. Don't stop by. But
Yeah.
Just go.
you can see, I mean, you can see the house.
Driving
the
past.
Right. I mean,
Let's get out and take pictures.
you can see it. You can see the structure. And then Mrs. Etherton lived, if you're looking at the house, on the right.
Okay.
So, and I guess her bedroom was right across from James's room.
It was just the woman and the boy.
James and Ella, the husband and wife.
Oh, okay.
They had a kid, but I didn't see anything about the kid even being there, so I'm not 100% sure about that one.
Because I thought
I
you
did
said
look
boy.
into that.
Okay, I was wrong then. You didn't say boy. All right.
Okay.
So, if we were ever granted access, what would you want to do?
I would want to look into that swing.
Yeah.
If it wasn't a windy,
Yeah, it was calm.
Yeah.
It was dead calm.
I mean, if we
See,
were there
that's-
on a non-windy day,
Yeah.
I would want to maybe put a sensor or
Right.
something that would swing
Right.
behind it and in front.
Like a laser grid?
Yes,
Yeah.
and a camera, just so I could see, is it moving independent than our sensors?
Right.
Because if something is moving that and not the other, then we have something
Right.
unexplainable.
Yeah.
Right.
But-
Well, and if something were to go into to sit on the swing and we had the grid out, it would show that.
yeah, it would show movement,
Right.
their movement,
Right.
and not everything moving at the same time.
Exactly.
And then, other than that, it would be very interesting with those claims, because they're pretty
Right.
bold
Yeah.
to get someone to
Yeah.
go in there for like an hour or two who no idea.
I think if we did this, I think a woman on the stairs and a man in the bedroom. And I mean, we could. What would be nice is if we had somebody that kind of looked like each of them.
Yeah.
Or
That age.
yeah, or that age, or somebody that we could dress up like them, because I think that might bring something out as well.
Oh.
But I mean,
But they don't know.
right,
So that way they don't go in thinking, I'm going to hear a moan.
right, exactly. They have no idea.
That's control.
Yeah, I just think, and I didn't find out if the person escaped from the back or the front. So that's also something that, trying to delve deeper into
Oh, okay.
research on that.
Yeah.
There's not too much about this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 100 years ago, they didn't post crap in the newspaper like that. It was James and Ella Hunley found murdered.
Did.
Like,
The end.
you know.
Yeah.
But, I mean, being a prominent man, they may have put more in it, but I can't find that online. That'd be something we'd have to go to Carbondale and find.
Probably.
Yeah.
But...
So no one's did research on it then?
Well, like
if
I
they
said...
did, it's not going to be...
Yeah, it's not out there. The one group that investigated, their claims were they heard, words. They heard the rack of the pistol, the click of the light. But I didn't want to, watch their video. Because I don't like doing that. I don't like watching somebody's video and then going and doing it myself.
Right.
But they said that it's, clear as day. So I don't know.
I don't
know if they heard it or if
I've seen the video because now I recognize the house.
Yeah.
After you mentioned the...
That's me.
After you said the name and then you said the stairs and the bullet in the wall, and I'm like, I think I remember that. But those would, because they didn't do that, and especially the one with the swing, that's one of those that could easily, it was a little wind.
Right.
And you can't see,
right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a place. I mean, we obviously like homes.
Yeah.
We like historical aspects of it. So, I mean...
And you can't go in with a big crew in a home because then it's going to get...
So, I mean, if we were able to go to Hunley House...
That would be cool.
Yeah. I think that would be neat. And, it's in our neighborhood. So.
And when you could set up some static cameras pointed at each door and put a trigger object at each door to see if something responds to give you what door.
See, and that's where like this type, I would want to know what kind of gun was used.
Yeah, you could take a bullet because you couldn't take the gun.
Well, you can take a prop.
Yeah,
prop gun. So you'd have that. That might trigger the killer. I don't know if the killer would be there. I don't know why he would be. But if it was family, you don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Was he up for re-election and somebody...
But it's one of
going against him wanted,
want to go a day or two and make sure we do as much research as we can to try to set it up because it's such a small location with all of that history, prominent history, so we make sure that we have a good foundation. No, it's a good place. Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
If we could,
good find.
Yeah. Very good.
Good chat.
Good chat. Awesome, ladies.
Another one down.